What comes to mind when you think of the poorest and dirtiest country in the world? A place where poverty and pollution reach such staggering levels that they shock even the most hardened souls. Today we embark on a journey to Bangladesh, a country that, despite its rich culture and stunning natural beauty, faces numerous challenges that make it one of the harshest environments on the planet. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell. Bangladesh, the dirtiest country in the world. Bangladesh, located in South Asia, is one of the most densely populated countries in the world, with over 160 million people living in an area smaller than the state of Iowa in the United States. This high population density, combined with rapid urbanization and a lack of effective waste management, has led to severe environmental degradation. In the capital city of Dhaka, the air quality is among the worst in the world. Thick smog hangs over the city, especially during the winter months when temperature inversions trap pollutants close to the ground. The air pollution is primarily caused by vehicle emissions, industrial activities, and the burning of biomass for cooking and heating. The levels of particulate matter, PM2.5, often exceed the World Health Organization's recommended limits by several times, leading to widespread respiratory illnesses and other health issues among the population. Water pollution is another critical problem in Bangladesh. The country's numerous rivers, including the Ganges and the Brahmaputra, are heavily contaminated with industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and untreated sewage. In Dhaka, the Buriganga River, once a vital waterway for the city, is now a toxic soup of chemicals and garbage. The contamination of water sources has serious implications for public health, as many people rely on these rivers for drinking water, fishing, and irrigation. The strange custom of sharing husbands. In the remote highlands of Bangladesh and parts of India, the Mandi tribe practices a unique and controversial custom where a mother and daughter can marry the same man. This matriarchal tribe, with its deeply rooted traditions, challenges conventional norms of marriage and family life. The Mandi people believe that this practice helps to strengthen family bonds and ensures the economic stability of the household. In a society where land and resources are limited, sharing a husband is seen as a way to consolidate wealth and property within the family. The custom also serves to prevent land fragmentation, which could occur if each daughter were to marry a different man. The wife tax. In Bangladesh, men who take additional wives are required to pay a tax known as the wife tax. This unusual levy is intended to discourage polygamy by imposing a financial burden on those who choose to have multiple wives. The wife tax is part of the government's broader efforts to promote gender equality and reduce the economic exploitation of women. By making it more costly for men to practice polygamy, the tax aims to protect women from being taken as secondary wives solely for economic gain. The tax also serves as a deterrent against the practice of marrying young girls, which is prevalent in some rural areas of the country. However, the effectiveness of the wife tax is debated. While it has succeeded in reducing the number of polygamous marriages in some regions, it has also led to unintended consequences. Some men, unable or unwilling to pay the tax, have resorted to informal marriages that are not legally recognized, leaving the women and children involved without legal protection or rights. Bustling transport system. Despite facing significant infrastructural challenges, the cities of Bangladesh are home to one of the most vibrant and chaotic transport systems in the world. The streets of Dhaka, Chittagong, and other major cities are a constant hive of activity, with rickshaws, buses, cars, and pedestrians all vying for space. Rickshaws, in particular, are an iconic part of the Bangladeshi urban landscape. These three-wheeled, human-powered vehicles are a popular mode of transport for short distances, providing an affordable and convenient option for millions of people. The rickshaw industry is also a vital source of employment for many Bangladeshis, particularly in urban areas where job opportunities are limited. However, the sheer volume of traffic on the roads, combined with inadequate infrastructure, often leads to severe congestion and accidents. The narrow, poorly maintained roads are frequently clogged with vehicles, making travel within the cities a slow and frustrating experience. In addition, the lack of proper traffic management and enforcement enforcement of road safety regulations contributes to a high rate of traffic accidents, resulting in numerous injuries and fatalities each year. Terrible living conditions. Bangladesh is frequently struck by devastating natural disasters, including floods, cyclones, and landslides, which leave thousands of families homeless each year. These disasters, combined with rapid population growth and urbanization, have led to the proliferation of informal settlements or slums in the country's cities. The living conditions in these slums are dire. Homes are often makeshift structures made of scrap materials with little or no access to clean water, sanitation, or electricity. The overcrowded conditions make it difficult to maintain hygiene, leading to the spread of diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and respiratory infections. In addition to the health risks, residents of slums face constant insecurity due to the lack of legal rights to the land they occupy. Many slum dwellers live in fear of eviction, as government authorities and private developers frequently demolish informal settlements to make way for new construction projects. This displacement further exacerbates poverty and forces families into even more precarious living situations. The prevalence of child marriages. Bangladesh ranks 4th in the world for the highest rates of child marriages, with nearly 59% of girls married before the age of 18. This alarming statistic reflects deep-rooted cultural practices, economic pressures, and social norms that perpetuate the cycle of early marriage. In many rural areas, girls are considered an economic burden on their families, and marrying them off at a young age is seen as a way to reduce this burden. The practice is also driven by concerns about family honor and the fear of sexual harassment or premarital relationships, which could tarnish a girl's reputation and reduce her chances of finding a suitable husband. The government of Bangladesh has made efforts to combat child marriage through legislation and awareness campaigns, but these measures have had limited success in changing deeply entrenched cultural attitudes. The practice persists, particularly in rural and impoverished communities where girls have little say in the decisions that shape their lives. Addressing the issue of child marriage requires a multifaceted approach, including improving access to education, economic opportunities, and legal protection for girls and women. Street food in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is famous for its vibrant street food culture, offering a wide variety of delicious and affordable snacks and meals. From spicy pithas, rice cakes, to mouth-watering fuchka, a type of stuffed crispy puri, the streets of Dhaka and other cities are lined with vendors selling an array of culinary delights. Street food is an integral part of daily life in Bangladesh, providing a cheap and convenient option for people from all walks of life. The bustling markets and roadside stalls are a hub of social activity where people gather to eat, chat, and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere. However, the street food scene in Bangladesh is not without its drawbacks. The lack of proper hygiene standards and the use of low-quality ingredients pose significant health risks to consumers. Many street food vendors operate in unsanitary conditions, often preparing and selling food in the open air, where it is exposed to dust, pollution, and insects. The water used in cooking and cleaning is frequently contaminated, increasing the risk of waterborne diseases such as diarrhea, cholera, and typhoid. Additionally, food safety regulations are poorly enforced, allowing vendors to use expired or adulterated ingredients, which can lead to food poisoning and other health problems. The natural attractions of Bangladesh. Despite its challenges, Bangladesh is home to some of the most unique and beautiful natural attractions in the world. The country's diverse landscapes include lush tea gardens, extensive mangrove forests, and pristine beaches that offer a stark contrast to the urban sprawl and environmental degradation found in its cities. One of the most famous natural attractions in Bangladesh is the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sundarbans are home to the iconic Royal Bengal tiger, tiger, as well as a wide variety of other wildlife, including crocodiles, dolphins, and numerous bird species. The dense network of rivers, creeks, and mudflats that make up the Sundarbans creates a unique and ecologically rich environment that is crucial for the survival of many endangered species. In addition to its natural beauty, the Sundarbans play a vital role in protecting the coastal regions of Bangladesh from the impact of cyclones and storm surges. The dense mangrove trees act as a natural barrier, reducing the force of the waves and preventing erosion. However, the Sundarbans are under threat from climate change, deforestation, and industrial development, which could have devastating consequences for the region's biodiversity and the communities that depend on it. Education in Bangladesh. Education is a critical issue in Bangladesh, particularly in rural areas where access to quality schooling is often limited. The country has made significant progress in improving literacy rates and expanding access to primary education. But challenges remain in terms of quality, equity, and access to higher education. In rural areas, schools are often underfunded and understaffed, with teachers lacking the necessary training and resources to provide a high-quality education. Many schools are also located far from the students' homes, making it difficult for children, especially girls, to attend regularly. As a result, dropout rates are high, and many children leave school without the basic literacy and numeracy skills needed to succeed in life. The situation is somewhat better in urban areas, where there are more schools and better access to resources. However, even in cities, the quality of education varies widely depending on the socioeconomic status of the students. Children from wealthy families often attend private schools that offer a higher standard of education, while those from poorer families are left to attend overcrowded and under-resourced public schools. The river system of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is known as the land of rivers, with over 700 rivers crisscrossing the country and creating a complex and ecologically diverse landscape. The river system is not only a vital part of the country's natural environment, but also plays a crucial role in its economy, culture, and daily life. The three major rivers of Bangladesh, the Ganges, the Brahmaputra, and the Meghna, form one of the largest river deltas in the world, providing fertile land for agriculture and supporting a rich variety of wildlife. These rivers are also the lifeblood of the country's fishing industry, which provides a critical source of food and income for millions of people. However, the river system of Bangladesh is under threat from pollution, climate change, and human activities such as dam construction and riverbank erosion. The contamination of rivers with industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and untreated sewage has had a devastating impact on water quality and aquatic life. Fish populations have declined, and many rivers are no longer safe for drinking, bathing, or irrigation. Despite the challenges, the rivers of Bangladesh remain a vital part of the country's identity and way of life. They are a source of inspiration for poets and artists, a means of transportation and commerce, and a symbol of the resilience and adaptability of the Bangladeshi people. Corruption in Bangladesh. Corruption is a pervasive problem in Bangladesh, affecting all levels of government and society. The country is consistently ranked among the most corrupt in the world by Transparency International, with widespread bribery, embezzlement, and nepotism undermining public trust in institutions and hindering economic development. Corruption in Bangladesh takes many forms, from petty bribery and everyday interactions with public officials to large-scale embezzlement of public funds by politicians and bureaucrats. The lack of accountability and transparency in government operations allows corrupt practices to flourish, with few consequences for those involved. The impact of corruption on the country is profound. It exacerbates poverty by diverting resources away from essential public services such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. It also deters foreign investment, employment, as businesses are reluctant to operate in an environment where they must pay bribes to obtain permits, contracts, and other necessary approvals. Technological development in Bangladesh. Despite its challenges, Bangladesh has emerged as a pioneer in digital technology and innovation, with the country making significant strides in building a robust digital economy. The government's Digital Bangladesh initiative, launched in 2009, has played a key role in driving technological development and expanding access to digital services across the country. One of the most notable achievements of this initiative has been the rapid growth of the information and communication technology (ICT) sector, which has become a major contributor to the country's economy. Bangladesh is now a leading exporter of IT services, with a thriving outsourcing industry that provides employment to thousands of young professionals. The country is also home to a growing number of tech startups, which are driving innovation in areas such as e-commerce, fintech, and digital education. The expansion of digital infrastructure has also had a transformative impact on the lives of ordinary Bangladeshis. Mobile phone penetration has increased dramatically, with over 80% of the population now owning a mobile phone. This has enabled greater access to financial services, healthcare, and education, particularly in rural areas where traditional infrastructure is lacking. The government's push to digitize public services has also made it easier for citizens to access important services such as land registration, tax payments, and social welfare programs. The impact of climate change on Bangladesh. Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries in the world to the impacts of climate change. Its low-lying geography, dense population, and reliance on agriculture make it particularly susceptible to the effects of rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and changing rainfall patterns. One of the most immediate threats posed by climate change in Bangladesh is the rising sea level, which threatens to submerge large areas of the country's coastal regions. As sea levels rise, saltwater intrusion into freshwater sources and agricultural land is becoming more common, reducing the availability of drinking water and damaging crops. This has serious implications for food security, as millions of people depend on agriculture for their livelihoods. The government of Bangladesh has taken proactive steps to address the impacts of climate change, including the development of a comprehensive National Adaptation Program of Action (NAPA) and the establishment of a climate change trust fund. These initiatives aim to enhance the country's resilience to climate change by improving disaster preparedness, promoting sustainable agricultural practices, and investing in infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather events. The textile industry in Bangladesh. The textile and garment industry is the backbone of Bangladesh's economy, accounting for more than 80% of the country's export earnings and providing employment to millions of people, particularly women. Bangladesh is the second largest garment exporter in the world after China, and its textile industry has played a key role in lifting millions of people out of poverty. The rapid growth of the garment industry in Bangladesh has been driven by a combination of factors, including low labor costs, favorable trade agreements, and a strong entrepreneurial spirit. The industry has attracted significant foreign investment, with many international brands sourcing their products from Bangladeshi factories. However, the industry is not without its challenges. The collapse of the Rana Plaza building in 2013, which killed more than 1,100 garment workers, brought international attention to the poor working conditions and safety standards in the country's garment factories. The tragedy highlighted the need for better regulation and enforcement of labor rights in the industry. In the years since the Rana Plaza disaster, there have been efforts to improve safety and working conditions in the garment sector. Initiatives such as the Accord on Fire and Building Safety and the Alliance for Bangladesh Worker Safety have been established to monitor factory conditions and ensure compliance with safety standards. These efforts have led to improvements in factory safety, but challenges remain, particularly in smaller, non-compliant factories that are not covered by these initiatives.